Hello everyone, welcome back to my Hamptons Home speed build. So at the very end of my last video, I was really pressed for time right when I was getting into some really juicy gossip with you guys about my coworker Tom. If you guys are not caught up with this person, I was trying to come up with some like bad mouthing language, but I couldn't because I'm a good person, unlike Tom. But if you're not caught up with all that fun, go watch part 1 of my Hamptons Home speed build. And if you want, you can just skip to the last like 5 to 10 minutes and you'll probably be caught up with all my gossip. But where I left off was, so Tom has the audacity to talk shit about me to my best friend Heather. And he's so dumb, he doesn't think that she's gonna tell me. He goes around my back and says, Dillon ain't shit. Dillon walks around like he owns the place, but he ain't shit. And he's just so mad and jealous of me because my life is great and his isn't. And I'm attractive and he isn't. It's just a struggle I have to live with. And he tries so hard to push my buttons. Like, he says little things that aggravate me. Like the other day, I went to the back to look at my phone, and you're not supposed to have your phone at work, but I do. And he said, ooh, I'm telling Brittany, and Brittany is my supervisor. And I can go on a long rant after I'm done with my time at Hilmar Cheese. But back to the story. He was like, ooh, I'm telling Brittany. And I said, oh, wow, Tom. I thought we were friends. And he said, yeah, that's what you thought. And I almost said something along the lines of, well, you talk enough shit to Heather about me, so yeah, we're not friends. But I didn't, because I'm a really quiet person and I don't like to start too much shit at work. Quote, too much. A few months ago at work, we had, so all of a sudden everyone started leaving. And I'm sure it might be just a coincidence that we got a new boss around the same time that everyone started to quit, but it's just a coincidence. But we had so many people were leaving work that the company went ahead and they did a survey. And I work at a really, really big company, and I work in a small department of it. So it was a company-wide survey, and the questions were like, do you feel like your boss respects you? Do you feel like your boss values relationships, like coworkers, like friendly relationships in the workforce? And so I was really mad at my job and my boss. So what did I do? Being a good person, I wrote a 3-page essay about how my boss mistreats us. And I typed this whole essay out for our survey. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all in any shape, way, or form. So yeah, I don't start too much shit, but I only start shit when I feel like it needs to be started. And that's why I thought typing my long 3-page essay would not only start shit, but make my company a better place to work at. Which, so far, nothing. Actually, this is something that made me so mad, because I noticed that nothing was happening after I wrote my essay. And so I went to another supervisor. And this was a supervisor I thought I could turn to in, like, you know, someone you could like turn to and anytime you need help with anything. Boy, was I wrong. So I went to this supervisor, let's name her Sarah. So I went to Sarah and I said, oh, Sarah, I'm having these problems. Who can I talk to about getting these problems fixed? And she said, well, you know, Chaplain Dave, we have a therapist named Chaplain Dave on site if you could talk to. Wow, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for telling me I'm batshit crazy and I need to go see a therapist. That doesn't make me feel like I'm not a loony bin. Thank you for, like, giving me fake confidence. Like, making me believe that I can turn to you when I need help. Thank you. And now I don't trust her. I really don't trust her. Why? Because she's started to become friends with my boss. And I don't trust people who dance with the devil. Oh, and there's a survey coming, or not a survey, report card? Not report card. What do you guys call it? Review. There's a review coming up again. And we are given questions that we're supposed to answer. And then on our own. And then we're supposed to meet up with our supervisor and or manager, no supervisor, and talk about our answers with them. And I'm starting so much shit. Underneath, what are your career goals for 2 years from now? I said I don't want to be here anymore. Which I know that's like starting so much shit, but I don't want to work in retail for the rest of my life. I really truly don't. I want to be a teacher. I am going to school to be a teacher. And in Merced County, where I live, you have to have 84 units of college credit, and I believe you have to pass the RECA, or is it the CBEST? The CSET, but I believe it's the RECA. You just have to pass that test, and you have to have 86 units of college credit, and you could be a substitute teacher. So why wouldn't I want to be a substitute teacher over working in retail? And on top of everything, a place where my thoughts and concerns aren't met. Yeah. So when that time comes, I will inform you guys what goes on in our meeting. But why would I want to continue working at a place that makes me unhappy? And every time I have a problem, I'm told that I should go talk to my therapist. That was a huge punch in my face. Like I said, this was a person I thought I could trust. Someone I thought I could go to when I needed help. But no. I was wrong. But enough about me. How are you guys? Are you guys good? Good. Good for being good. Actually, I know I promised you guys in the last video episode. It's not an episode, it's a video. In the last video, part 1 to this, I was talking about how one of my best friends, Russell, is my like part-time best friend, and I said how I would cover that with you guys too. So, Russell is my part-time best friend. How, you may ask? Well, Russell is not a very good friend, to tell the truth. To be 100% honest, Russell is not the bestest of friends. Like, he's an okay person to have in your corner sometimes. Because he's never, I can't say he's never around, but he cancels on us all the time. And I can't stress all the time, because it's like every time we have plans, me and my like 3 friends, or me and my group of friends make plans, he'll cancel. One time he canceled on us because he wanted to sleep. Yes. Instead of making memories with his friends that are there for him more than his other friends from like high school, he wanted to sleep instead of hang out with us and make memories. It's just, he sometimes is just horrible. But there are other times where, you know, he shows up and he, you know, has a fun time. He won't admit that he has a fun time, but he does have a fun time. And then, you remember my coworker Tom? I found out that he went to lunch with my coworker Tom, knowing that my coworker Tom talks shit about me behind my back. And I do not let that go every time I see him. Ooh, and then I know my coworker Tom has a huge crush on him. Not the other way around, but I think it's just funny. Because, you know, he's my friend, not Tom's. And it kills Tom to know that. You guys let me know what's going on in your life. Most of these builds that I make, like I said, are like 20 minutes long or more, but this is like an hour-long video that I had to cut into 2. Oh, speaking of an hour-long video, it was supposed to be longer. There's a whole chunk of like this video that I don't know what happened to it. Because the never eat soggy waffles. The east wing of the house. I have no idea where that is. Like me decorating the east side of the house. I don't know what happened to that one. And then the master bedroom and the master bath and the walk-in closet. I don't know what happened to that either. I think that was all part of the same like video, but I don't know what happened to that video. And I hate decorating hallways, unless it's a really small hallway, but I hate decorating hallways because look at this. There's only so many pictures, or yeah, so many like paintings in The Sims. So I just run out of pictures to add. Yep, I'm trying to think what else is going down in my life for me to talk about and inform you guys on all the juicy gossip. I don't know. Actually, I did think of something. I know you guys don't actually care about this, but I was so proud of myself. Okay, so I am a white boy. And like most white people, math is not my strong suit. But I just had an exam last week, and I looked up my grade yesterday, and I got a 95 out of 100. That is an A, people. A solid A. I am so happy. So happy. And then I went online to look to see, like, what happens if I get bad grades on my last 2 exams of the class. And if I do poorly on both exams, I still get to pass the class with a C. What? I am so happy that my life is just easy now. That doesn't mean I'm not going to study, because I'm going to study because I want to get a good grade. For all of my classes, it doesn't matter what it is. My goal is a B, is to get a B in the class. Unless I realize the class is like super difficult, and then my goal is a C. Or if it's super easy, I shoot for a B or an A. But usually, when it comes to math, it tends to be in the C's, only because math is a mental thing, guys. If you don't... how do I put this? It's a mental thing. As in, you need to be mentally capable enough to be doing this stuff. Numbers and stuff aren't my strong suit. There's no way I can be an accountant. I'm actually worried sometimes about being a teacher because I'm so bad at math. But luckily I have a few teacher friends who have been teachers for a while, and they're like, oh, it's okay, Dylan. If you have any questions about the math, you can just ask another teacher, because there's always going to be a teacher who understands the math. And I'm like, thank God. Because if they can teach me, then I can teach the class, and then boom. Teaching, taught, done. And then I had one teacher, and I'm not going to tell you her name. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I named my supervisor Sarah, so I wouldn't give away the supervisor who told me to go talk to my coworker. And I just realized I actually have a new supervisor named Sarah. So, Sarah, if you're listening to this, you're not the, obviously, supervisor who told me to go talk to Chaplain Dave. But where was I? I was talking about teaching. Oh, yes. I had a teacher who said, it's okay, Dylan. One time, I didn't understand the assignment, so I just skipped it altogether. Because they teach you a whole bunch of stuff in elementary school, and you just have to be taught the basic mathematics so you're ready for the next course. because I think she taught like 3rd or 4th grade and she didn't understand. No, I think it was 4th grade. She didn't understand like the 4th grade math, so she just skipped it. But she, you know, hit all of the benchmarks that she was supposed to hit, so the class was ready for the next grade level up, which would be 5th grade. So, yeah, math is not my strong suit, but I excel at, what is it called? History. I am so good at history. Because, look, history class, it's just a long story. It's just a very long storybook, and you just have to remember the details. And I actually had a history teacher that I really liked. It's been a whole year. Darn, it's been a whole year ago. God, I'm so old. Now that I think about it, because it feels like forever. But I had a history teacher who taught me that it doesn't matter. The names don't matter. But if they are super important, they will come to you naturally. And I believe that is so true. Because history, I'm not good with a whole bunch of names. Like, I know who our founding fathers are, Benjamin Franklin, Hitler, Dolly Parton. Just kidding. Just kidding. I got you guys. I know it's Benjamin Franklin, George W. Bush. I'm put myself on the spot right now. I'm so scared to like mess up. John Hancock and others, other white men who own land. Oh God, I made myself look so stupid right now in front of millions of people on the internet. Ah! But those are our founding fathers. If you ever have to list them, just say they were all white men who owned land, because this is true. Very, very true. But history is where I excel. I am so good, not to brag, but I am so good at history. I had homework online, and like we had an automatic reading textbook, and I would get 100%, if not 100, in the 90s on my homework, like the exams for the chapter, even though I didn't actually listen to the chapter being read to me. Like, I would vacuum my room, and my vacuum's louder than my TV, no, not TV, louder than my laptop. So I'd like vacuum my room. I would, I don't know, cook, clean, do a whole bunch of other stuff that I definitely didn't need to be doing at the time. But I would do all that and I would still get like an A. So obviously, history is something that I'm really good at. And I would say that I'm mostly good at like US history and like early US history. I did take a class on California history, which I'm not as good with it. I wasn't as good as I was with, you know, U.S. history, the founding fathers, the Tea Party, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not good at that, but I'm definitely good at U.S. history. I just keep like repeating myself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a blubbery mess. And I can't think of anything to talk to you guys about. Okay, here's something. I'm just gonna give you guys some words of advice. I go to college. Right now I'm going to college, and I do not speak to anyone. I'm being real with you all right now. I don't look at anyone. I don't talk to anyone. That doesn't mean that I'm a mean person. I say please, thank you, all that stuff. I talk to my classmates when I have to, like when it's a group project. But that's it. But I'm a really nice person to talk to. If anyone asks me questions, I answer them politely. I'm not there to make friends. And here's the reality. I'm not there to make friends. And there's so many freaks at college. Like, there are 40-year-old men and women. And that's not a problem. You know, college is for everyone. Like my grandma says, your education, no one could take that away from you. You can lose your job, but you can't lose your education. And I believe grandma. But I will find these 30 or 40-year-old men and women playing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, like the card game, you know? And it's just like, you're too old to be doing that. I don't even do that. It's just so wrong, I think. But yeah, I don't talk to anyone because I'm not there to make friends. If you guys want to, you go for it, but I don't recommend making friends. Because if you're going to a JC, you're going to transfer, and you're going to get another job, and you're going to meet new people. I'm coming to the end of the video, so like, subscribe, comment. Oh, and here come screenshots now. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.